like lesser known fighter, I would have been like, oh, come on. But this is nice.
I agree. This is not avoiding a challenge. This
No.
is a great challenge. Yeah.
No, this is big time stuff. They also announced a couple of other interesting fights. Ellie Scottney moving up from 122 to 126 to fight Tiara Brown for Tiara Brown's WBC belt. That belt looks really big, by the way, on the poster. I don't know if that's a Photoshop or a real one, but that is a big time fight. Scottney moving up to 126 from 122. Tiara Brown, the lone fighter to have defeated Sky Nicholson, who is also on this card. This fight was supposed to be this weekend. Sky Nicholson injured her eardrum, which sounds awful. It sounds like a nightmare. That's why, by the way, you may recall before our break, she had to cancel last minute. That's why she's fighting Mio Yoshida, 122 WBC title fight, also on that card. Sunday night. ESPN's been doing this Sunday night thing, Women's Sports Sunday, I think it's called. Volleyball, softball, WNBA, of course, my fave. So this fits nicely with what they're doing over there. I dig it. I know On Air digs it as well.
Yeah, the WNBA, the WMLB, I wish they would bring back. But the Low League World Series, you checking that out?
I watched yesterday a little bit of, I think, Pennsylvania against... Who'd they play?
I don't know. But there's this kid on New Jersey who's just incredible. I watched in their regional game to make it to the big World Series.
Yes.
Connecticut just kept walking this kid. They were afraid of him.
Okay.
And they brought him into pitch, New Jersey, and I think they had one hit after that, Connecticut, and he just is like a stud. Home runs, beats everybody, throws people out. These kids are incredible.
They are incredible. I'm not a big Little League World Series guy. I have nothing against it. I just never really got into it. One thing I noticed yesterday on, I think, Team Pennsylvania, the pitcher was a girl. Is that allowed? Is it co-ed?
Yeah, I mean, Monet Davis famously did it
a few years ago. That's right.
And was on like the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yes,
and was in, I think actually a women's baseball league after that.
The WMLB.
Professionally.
Was there a women's baseball league?
Yeah. There's actually a movie about a women's baseball league.
Yes. There's No Crying in Baseball. League of Their Own.
You've seen it?
Come on.
Do your kids not play baseball?
7 minutes.
It came out in like 92 or 93. So that's like right in my sweet spot. Do my kids play baseball? Is that for me?
Yeah.
Why are you guys laughing?
Not play baseball yet.
Very early. Yeah, that's right. I thought maybe Frank's son. Very early on, they were in baseball leagues, but like you kind of have to pick. You kind of have to pick baseball or soccer.
Is this what you told them, or?
No. You just like it. So there's a story in New York Magazine about travel sports. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, I did. Pay to play.
I kind of agree with it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it is kind of crazy. Like, it's supposed to be this badge of honor that your kid plays travel sports, but in reality, there's no real like filtering system. Anyone can play. You just have to pay $4,000, $5,000, and oh, by the way, drive 90 minutes. Like, they make us drive to Philadelphia. It's like, why can't we just play this team like some other team of like equal skill 10 minutes from our house at the park? Why do we have to go to Philadelphia for this?
You have outlined the filtering system. You said there is no filtering system. There is very much a filtering system. It is people who do not want to pay or commit to the excruciating travel schedule that you have outlined.
This wasn't a thing, by the way, when I was a kid. Like, the rain wasn't a thing, and
Sorry, what?
The amount of rain that we get today compared to back then wasn't
No
a thing.
doubt.
And travel sports wasn't a thing.
Rain's definitely increased.
Like
I'm
in the
gonna move on to
90s,
the
soccer
second.
was the same way.
It wasn't, at least where I grew up.
No, the ecosystem was not like this. He's right. Like it did not develop into this. I think
It was
the money.
It was fairly big in Atlanta when I was growing up.
Travel sports.
Oh yeah, travel ball. But to your point, what you said earlier, it was used as like a degree of like, oh, that means they're really good if they play travel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone plays travel. It's just a matter of, do you want to devote the time and do you have the money?
Yeah, all these things came up together. The prevalence of AAU now, where it's, it used to be kind of more exclusive. Now it's like everybody's playing AAU. Like there's money to be made in these sports, and the parents get enamored with the
crazy
idea that their kids are on the court. the mixtapes that would come out from all these kids back in the day. Now every kid thinks they're going to be the next, hoop mixtape. Like it is nuts what the youth sports system has become.
Also, you used to be able to play multiple sports. You wouldn't have to be like,
Yeah.
At 12, I now have to only play soccer. Like
Yep.
soccer had a
Right.
season, basketball had a season, baseball had a season, and then,
Aaron
eventually.
Judge is out there playing every single one of them when he's a kid. Now he's a beast.
Jeff Samardzija, football at Notre Dame, baseball with the Cubs.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
Track.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. Dated reference?
Jackie Robinson.
Jesse Owens?
I'd probably go Bo Jackson or something, but Deion Sanders.
My son
Sean
asked me,
Warren
was
McGuire.
reading something, and he said, who are the four
Someone say Mark McGuire.
most famous male athletes of all time? And
Jordan,
it was Jordan, Ali,
LeBron.
LeBron wasn't one of them,
Mm.
but Jesse Owens was one of them. And I'm like, I don't know if a lot of people know.
Shots.
No.
Who
Yeah.
was the reference on this?
It was, I don't know what the reference was. I forget. It was Ali, Jordan, Pele, and Jesse Owens.
Top 4 all time?
Yeah.
No shot.
Jackie was top 5, sorry. Jackie, Jesse Owens, Pele,
guess-
Jordan, and Ali.
Ronaldo is without a doubt.
Which one?
Cristiano, more famous than Jesse.
R9 or CR7?
Cristiano fucking Ronaldo.
Based on the names that you listed, it's very clear that they're focusing on like impact to culture.
Yeah.
Right? Those guys are all those names are not necessarily the ones that are
Maybe that was it.
the
Maybe
most
I'm butchering
sports
this.
card. That's a culture thing.
Okay, so most impactful, would you put Jesse Owens?
Hell yeah. Jesse Owens,
Jackie,
Jackie Robinson, those are the
Ali,
guys.
Pele.
Ali, yeah. You could throw Jim Brown in there. Like those are the names.
Bill Russell?
Bill Russell for sure. Bryce
Bryce Mitchell?
Oof. Sean Strickland.
Oh my God. What
Cantor.
Hey, good shot.
Oh, my son came up to me yesterday.
What did he say?
Oh my
What
God.
did he
What
call
did he
him? Wait,
say?
what did he call him, by the way? Did he
What
call
did
him
he say?
Enos Cantor, Enos Freedom?
EKF, bro.
Did you hear? So like I do the WNBA thing with them all the time. Did you hear that a man is going to play in the WNBA? This is what he said to me. And I said, oh, please not with this. I said, what's his name? I said, I wanted to know what he would say.
Yeah.
He said Enos Freedom.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
Wow,
that's...
shout out to him for the freedom.
Yeah, he said Freedom. I was like, well, he's actually a former Knick. Really? Yeah, he was also in the Thunder. He was traded for Melo. Got into it with LeBron. I'm trying to tell him all these things, and I'm like, this is all nonsense. He's just trying to, and he's like, oh, but wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be fun? No, I'm like, no, this is not
Did
what
you
you
sit him
think it
down and
is.
show him the movie Joanna Man?
No, we didn't get into any of that. But
Historical.
it's wild that I'm at a point where
Yeah. Your kids are like consuming all
they're
this.
going to
Yeah.
see all of this.
Yeah.
They're going to see all of this.
And they're also too young to remember Enes Kanter in the NBA.
that too.
It's only like 7 years.
He was playing FIFA with a friend of his, and the friend goes, "It's crazy to be in this stage of life." And the friend goes, "Hey Ariel," so I was like, "Hey man, how's it going? How's everything?" He's like, I'm getting into UFC these days. You're my third favorite commentator."
Oh boy.
I was like, "Oh wow."
Did you dare ask him?
Tough.
I said, yeah. I said, "Okay, so who's your favorite?" No, we didn't get into any of that. But
Historical.
it's wild that I'm at a point where
Yeah. Your kids are like consuming all
they're
this.
going to see all of this.
Yeah.
They're going to see all of this.
And they're also too young to remember Enes Kanter in the NBA.
that too.
It's only like 7 years.
He
Yeah,
was
it's-
playing FIFA with a friend of his, and the friend goes, "It's crazy to be in this stage of life." And the friend goes, "Hey Ariel," so I was like, "Hey man, how's it going? How's everything?" He's like, I'm getting into UFC these days. You're my third favorite commentator."
Oh boy.
I was like, "Oh wow."
Did you dare ask him?
Tough.
I said, yeah. I said, "Okay, so who's your favorite?" Cormier. I'm like,
Oh,
"Oh."
love Cormier.
respect.
I'm like, "Do you like him as a fighter, or as a commentator?" And like, "No, I like his takes on his YouTube channel." I'm like, "Oh wow." May I suggest the critically acclaimed DC and Helwani show that was short-lived? Who's number 2? Joe Rogan, and you're number 3. I was like, "All right, I'll take it. Not bad." I'm like, "Do you watch the channel? Do you watch the show?" Like, "No, I see your clips here and there." It's just crazy that I'm at this point now where the friends of my kids are into all
Now,
this
how are you
stuff.
talking to him? You grab your son's headset? Like how is
No. They're playing FIFA, and there's
Respect.
there's a FaceTime, like they're
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no. I
Well,
thought,
Do
I
they
thought the
ever
kids
come
came
over just
No,
to
no.
play video games? Like that used to be a thing.
What would you
Like
say?
when you sit on the couch with your friend, you
Yeah.
actually play with each other.
They
as
do that.
opposed to doing it
Oh, okay.
online.
You don't have to though. It's online. Why would
Well, like if
Yeah,
they're
but it's so
over,
much more
it's more
fun.
fun, bro. It's
Yeah.
more fun
Get
to
in
hang
your
out with
boy's
people in real
face,
life.
yell
no,
at
then you
him,
gotta
tell him he
you gotta
sucks.
split the screen. I'm a big don't split.
yeah,
the
but it's
screen.
like 10
You don't have to
o'clock.
split the screen in FIFA.
No, you split the screen.
Oh,
now,
yeah, you're
now
right.
what they
FIFA,
do
you
is
don't.
they play on the same team, which is kind of cool. They're
nice.
playing on the same team against other people online.
That's cool.
So
I
they're
actually
like,
don't like that. I like to beat my friends.
there's
and have
that as
bragging
well.
rights.
But it's 10 o'clock at night. They're playing. They're talking to each other, and I'm the cool. I come down. I wonder how Andy would
Third
feel about
coolest.
this. No, because I come down. I'm like, hey man, like, your mom wants you to go to sleep. I don't care if you stay up. It's still the summer
Whoa.
break. Just,
Whoa.
just keep it down a little bit. Like you're screaming here at the top of your lungs. Keep it down. You want to keep
Yeah,
playing?
undermining mom.
Shut the hell
All right.
up.
Okay.
I'm like, you want to keep playing? Shut up. Is that
Undermine? Yeah.
Is that a low move on my part, or like I'm the cool dad, right?
No.
No.
I wouldn't be happy.
I would say unified front is very important
Yep,
when
yep,
it comes.
So what am I supposed to do?
You do the
Say,
middle
Mom
ground.
wants you to go to bed.
Look, man, you're
Do what she
lame ass
says.
mom. wants to go
or
to
else.
sleep. You don't got to. Not in my house.
Oh, crotchety mom over there. She wants you to.
You want to smoke a joint? Smoke a joint.
Oh, what?
You want me to go get
We
you some
went
beers?
from
A
cell
fatty
phone to
fatty.
joints.
Yeah. You want to
By
stay
the
like that? Just keep it down, because you're about to get in trouble in 3 seconds.
You guys want some drugs? By the way, respect to this young man. He's
Yeah.
going old guard. Like DC
Cormier,
Rogan.
Rogan.
I was expecting
Oh, you
other
were
names,
expecting,
you know.
like,
Like,
yeah.
I thought. Shout out to this young
Bedtime
man.
and whatnot.
Also,
Yeah.
respect for him going straight to your face and being like, "You're my third favorite." You watch
listen.
the show? Hell no. I see your clips from time to time.
They'll bring up some random things. Oh, I saw you talking to this guy. I saw you talking to Canelo and all that.
Rampage. The
Rampage always comes up. Dana comes up. Oh, why does Dana White not like you? You know, always.
Also, he just calls you by your first name?
Yeah, there's no Mister. We don't do the Mister thing.
Cute.
Not even. Wow.
Yeah.
You're the cool
That's why
dad.
they
I
don't
mean,
respect
I actually have a hard time calling my friends now in my fucking 30s when I meet their parents. I have a hard time not being like Mr. XYZ.
I
That'd
actually
be
am
weird
like
if you were on first name basis with your friend's parents. I feel like.
Nah, they're like, "What's up, Ariel?" And it's not just "What's up, Ariel."
Crazy.
I'm so like, for being honest, the competition is not that difficult in terms of like, but like it's like a.
LK or HK?
It's like we do the whole thing.
Oh, you dab.
Oh, what's up, guys? How you feeling? How you feel? I come in there. How you doing?
Megan,
Yeah.
I know you stroll in there,
Who's got the
head to
lighter?
toe in
Yeah.
Knicks championship
Yeah.
gear.
Oh,
What's up, guys? They're like,
Yeah.
oh god damn it, it's Mr. Helwani.
Oh, what's going-
Ariel, what's up, dude?
No, they're
Nah, man, he
psyched.
makes us call him Ariel. Like, we try to call him
Nah.
Mr. Helwani.
Nah, they love it.
He's
They
like,
love it.
no, bro, call me Ariel.
They're like,
Is
"What's
it
up?"
giving the mom from Mean Girls? Is
No,
that
no,
what
no,
it's
no,
giving?
no. I'm the cool.
They're too-
Yo, let's go play basketball outside. I'll show you guys. We played 2-on-2 last night.
Oh, I love that. You're inviting
Yeah.
yourself into their
no.
basketball
They're
games
inviting
outside?
me. They're inviting me.
Uh-huh.
I'm the fourth. I'm the fourth.
They're texting your boys.
Can't
to,
get anyone
get
else.
this motherfucker.
I
out
need
of
one more. God, please, guys.
there. Anybody.
But then they say like, "Oh man, your jump shot, you shoot like such an unk. Like it just like it falls in the hoop like such an old person. I'm like what is it's going in? You know what that is? That's called wet. That's called like that's a nice shot right there. That's
Wet is outdated.
everything is
You
outdated.
shoot like an.
I say hyped. They're like hyped. What does that mean?
What do you
That's-
shoot? How are you shooting that it's unk status? Like a
The
jump
way it
shot?
falls into the net, Jordan. Weren't you paying
Generational hate.
attention?
I growing up, like right around your kids' ages now, I had a dad of one of my friends that was like this, that would play. He would be our fourth.
Yeah.
We didn't have one.
He was the best, or was he too much?
No, he was the man. No, he was cool. He was
Yeah,
cool.
you had to
Okay,
think
so
there
you
for a
But he
second.
was like Unk. Like he was lefty. and,
Oh,
like,
lefty's
he
even
He
worse.
just looked like Jerry West out there.
How did
Just
I
like-
end up here?
Just-
How did I
Honestly,
end up
you're
here?
at a good point though, where you can go show up and be like, I don't feel bad that I'm gonna beat these kids at basketball because they're not little kids anymore.
We are getting to a point where it's becoming
close.
like it'll get to like 7-1, and then I'll have to be like, okay, let me just like back you down and score 10 in a row. But we are a year away from them beating you.
I remember like the crossover
Yep.
when I was
Yep.
growing up.
Oh, I see it. I mean, we'll play 21 and it will get super. I have not lost yet, but it is inevitable. Like I
I
can
will
see it
say, now that you're saying you're backing them down,
totally.
I could see where they're saying like this is some unk
Oh yeah, yeah.
crap where you're
I am
hitting like,
like
a sky
Just
hook
gotta
over
put the
them.
man weight around.
I am like
Hitting a
prime
sky
Charles
hook,
Barkley.
Tim
like
Duncan turn around
Yep.
off the backboard.
butt
Like
scoot, butt
You-
scoot.
You've only got two
Charge.
options. You either steamroll them and dominate the way you're doing, or you do the I wasn't playing for real. You know, you just you guys got it. I wasn't playing for real.
No,
You know?
I gotta
Those
go.
are
I gotta
fun.
go help mom with dinner. You know.
Yeah.
See you guys. Yeah. Yeah.
Ever any ever fears of like MCL, ACL tear?
It is literally my greatest fear. In fact, they're playing with slides all the time, and I come out there with shoes tied tight, not everything. Even if we're like playing in the driveway, I will never forget. Maybe 2011, 2010, Vegas. We used to play Friday mornings like a media basketball game before the UFC events, before the weigh-ins. I'll never forget. So Mike Chiappetta, if you guys remember Mike, tremendous writer, no longer covers MMA, kind of left the business, but was a great friend and worked with me at Fan House. Tall guy, great basketball player, probably 8, 9 years older than me, and he took a step, top of the three-point line, tore his Achilles. And I remember thinking, like, how did that happen? And I've never forgotten it. And now I'm sort of at the same age, maybe a little bit older than what he was, and it's just it's my biggest fear. It's my biggest fear. Because it's pretty much putting you out for a year, right? And then
surgery,
physical therapy, driving, all that. If it's your right, nightmare.
I've officially retired from like my full speed basketball.
Yeah, it's terrifying. You're still so young.
I'll go out there and shoot hoops, man. I ain't trying to get in a torn Achilles. I have several friends who have
it's awful.
own ACL playing a rec league basketball game in their 30s. I'm like, enjoy the rehab, bro.
A couple bits of breaking news here, guys. Anyone familiar with? Thank you, Frankie. Liam Delap. Nottingham Forest working on a deal to sign Chelsea striker Liam Delap for 50 mil. I believe Ade referenced that, so this is exciting. I did see some unfortunate news regarding Dolly Parton. The late, great Dolly Parton passing away at 80 years young. Did you guys see? This is heartbreaking. What an icon. An American legend. Icon. Frankie, fan? Who isn't a fan?
Really sad.
Dolly Parton. Dolly World, was it called? Dollywood. No? Anyone?
Yeah, Dollywood.
Yeah. What's her most famous song?
9 to 5, probably.
Yeah, 9 to 5 for sure.
Oh, you said Jolene?
Jolene's
It's fair play.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
Jolene.
it's between one of those.
Here's USA Today. Dolly Parton, the Queen of Country, singing. Damn ad pops up.
Oh Jesus! What a 2026 thing
so
that
annoying.
is, huh?
Rest in peace to Dolly.
Rest in peace. But wait a minute.
If you'd like to read this article.
With a personality as bold as her signature blonde coif and rhinestone-encrusted outfits. What a lead. Has died. She was 80 years old. Parton's death was announced in a video message from her family on her social media pages and confirmed to USA Today. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. Brian Seaver, Parton's nephew, said in the video, as her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. Seaver continued, Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by her husband Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. Throughout her 60-year career, Parton painted her twang-laced soprano voice on hits turned classics such as Jolene, I Will Always Love You, 9 to 5, Coat of Many Colors. Her 49 studio albums earned 25 #1 hits on Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart, the most of any female country artist, and spanned every decade from Joshua in 1971 to Tyrant with Beyonce in 2024. In addition to a legendary music career that earned 11 Grammy Awards, Parton starred or made cameo appearances in more than 20 films, including her 1980 debut 9 to 5 with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas with Burt Reynolds in 1982, Steel Magnolias with Sally Field and Shirley MacLaine in 1989. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the door she opened made and changed history, Seaver said. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family, whether you liked it or not. That makes me sad. Great philanthropist as well. Dolly Parton, passing away at 80. I just saw that right now. So may she rest in peace. May her memory forever be a blessing. A true American icon. We're going to be joined by Carly Giudice in a matter of moments. We could squeeze in a couple of other news and notes. I did happen to see this from Gregory Rodriguez, or Gregory Rodriguez, as he said yesterday. This is after our conversation with him on the show yesterday. So you want to be a fighter. Not every fight happens inside the octagon. Many of them happen during the preparation for a fight. If you ask me, Gregory, do you like fighting? Absolutely. I love fighting. God has been shaping me my whole life to be a warrior. But the hardest part for us athletes is the preparation before the fight. 3 weeks before the fight, I dislocated my toe during sparring and ended up in the hospital. My back locked up. I had a lot of infections outbreak. I got sick. My immune system weakened. I felt pressure coming from every direction, and so many thoughts tried to stop me. This is the life of a fighter that I chose. And even knowing the price, I would choose it all over again. There he is before the fight, I suppose. And wow, there's the toe. Damn, look at that. Third toe. Oh, my dear. That is insane. That is quite the dislocation right there. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so makes the win that much more impressive. Spoke to him yesterday. He needs some time to heal up. I saw that he went to the doctor, but no word on how that went. But nevertheless, he's going to need some time. That was quite the battle with Fluffy Hernandez. Scott Coker has a press conference set for September 14th here in New York. They're going to reveal more about their promotion that they're kicking off in 2027. He did post this yesterday, which I found to be interesting.
We've been traveling all over Europe and in Japan specifically, going from gym to gym and looking for basically some talent that we feel that we want to sign. And the one thing I found was that, one, there is an enormous amount of talent out there, and that there is more fighters than there are slots to fill in the leagues that currently exist. So we took a lot of notes, creating a lot of spreadsheets. We're starting to track individuals. There's more talent out there internationally than I think I've ever seen before. When you're in these gyms, meeting the fighters, meeting the coaches, meeting the managers, they're super excited to have us on board, coming back into the region and coming to pay a visit. I think it really worked. I think it creates a lot of goodwill, but also we get to put boots on the ground and see for ourselves exactly what's out there. And I really like what I saw.
Okay. I can't wait to see what they come up with. I obviously cannot wait to see where their shows are going to air. Network, streaming platform, as I've said a million times regarding the PFL and other entities that are in need of a TV deal, a partner. You're nothing if you don't have a good distribution deal. And so let's see. But also, there isn't that many young. When Strikeforce was launching, when Elite XC was the first American. Okay, so I'll say IFL was out there and they did their thing, but I felt like Elite XC came out and tried to sign, the Pride guys, American guys, the Robbie Lawlers of the world, the Diaz's of the world, etc. Former UFC guys. And then they went under, and then Strikeforce took over, and Strikeforce had a very nice talent pool already. Bellator never really quite got going. They tried to mix the older guys with the younger guys. Couple of names broke through, but if you sit down right now and say, give me your top 5 greatest Bellator fights, Chandler Alvarez comes to mind, and it's tough to get the 5. And then recently, PFL, very few broke through. Let's be honest. Can you guys, if I say to you right now, give me your top 5 greatest PFL fights?
I'm struggling.
Yeah, Hughes and Nurmagomedov are the only ones.
If I say to you, what is the greatest PFL fight?
Yeah, Hughes and Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Give me your top 2.
And I thought Larissa and Kayla was fantastic. Some of the Cyborg versus Larissa was great. But it's all recent history because they don't have that. They just don't have that.
So I'm just curious, who are they signing? With the UFC signing people at such a young age, look at someone like Bellamir. She's coming in, Contender Series, she's going to get signed if she wins, and others. And PFL is going to be, they're going to be 100 MVP. They're going to be very aggressive, I think, especially overseas. And they clearly have a relationship with Ryzen. It's going to be interesting if Coker is able to establish that as well. Where's this talent going to come from? I'm really curious to see what this organization is. Where is this talent going to come from? I think in this day and age, with the UFC putting on 43 events, not to mention 12 or so contender series, and then MVP PFL putting on some 20-something events, and then there's the overseas companies, and then there's a lot of companies that just want to be a funnel to the UFC. Where is it all going to come from? I'm really curious.
You have to have an offer that is different than what the UFC can offer. Otherwise,
and then you're going to have to overpay.
Or that's one offer, right? A potential offer to a prospective signee that is not what the UFC has is more money or proximity to X, right? Like if you're somebody who's from Japan and you want to fight in the biggest stages in Japan, you can do that, right? So that's another type of offer. We have this type of deal with this broadcast partner that you might not get when you partner with the UFC when you sign with the UFC for Paramount. You have to bring something different to be able to pitch this person and provide it to a potential prospect that they can't offer. So these leagues are going to have to get creative, down to Coker's League, PFL, and PFL/MVP, anybody else who's out there. You have to come with some kind of unique selling proposition.
Yeah, I'm just really curious. They're going to put on a lot of events. They're going to have tournaments. They're going to want to be aggressive. They've got great minds, and you saw Rich Chow back there in the video. He's one of the great minds. I was talking about this with someone. There aren't a lot of people on the planet that know how to matchmake for MMA. You know, there's Joe Silva, who's, long gone. There's Sean Shelby, who's probably the second greatest. There's Mick Maynard. There's Rich Chow. There's Mike Kogan. There are a couple on the regional scene per se, but it's a job that not a lot of people have the skills for. And so they've got Rich. That's great. Coker, the mind, great. He's brought some really great people behind the scenes as well. I'm really curious. I'm really, really curious to see how this all plays out. I'm curious to see how Shakur Stevenson's Zuffa career plays out. And look at this. Holding mitts for Shakur is the one and only Money Mayweather. Look at that. Looking more and more like his old man. I love watching pros, like supremely good boxers, hit mitts. I don't know why I like it so much.
I mean, it's like an art. It's like a dance.
You look at their feet, their stance, their hand speed, the technique. I told you guys I'm going to have a sparring match this year, right?
Seriously?
I didn't tell you guys.
No.
We'll save it for later.
What?
We'll talk about that later. We're going to talk about that later. Back into the show in 30 minutes' time. Will Ospreay is going to join us to talk about the All In Wembley show this weekend that he is headlining August 30th. That's this Sunday against Kenny Omega. Dream matchup at Wembley. Dream scenario for him. Essex boy getting a chance to headline Wembley. It's going to be shades of 1992 all over again. That, of course, is when the late great Davey Boy Smith went up against Bret Hart, main event, SummerSlam 1992, and went over for the IC title. That was a very, very big deal. A soon-to-be big deal in the UFC. She is well on her way, is Carly Giudice. She has looked very good in her last 4 fights. She has won her last 4 in a row, and in a time period, we were just talking about this with Michaela Mayer, where it feels like women's MMA is in this sort of like peaks and valley phase. It's all very cyclical. Women's boxing is here. Maybe women's MMA is here. To have someone like young Carly Giudice, who has won 4 in a row, 3 of her last 4 victories have come via finish. Her last fight, first round finish. Her first win in that stretch, a first round finish. The second win in that stretch, a third round finish. Her stats are incredible. The body shots that she was hitting Jaisla Chavez with on Saturday in Sacramento, very, very impressive. Very fun on the microphone as well. They call her Crispy Carly Giudice, and she is kind enough to join us right here and now to talk about her recent run as of late. Hello, Carly. How are you?
What's up? I'm great, dude. I'm on top of the world still.
Yes. From Saturday or just like from this recent stretch, because you've been on fire as of late?
From everything, man. Since I got to the UFC, it's just been a whole different life, a whole different world. So I'm grateful for it. It's crazy. I can't even put it into words. It's just different. Everything's different.
So you get to the UFC in the summer of 2024, and the debut doesn't go your way. But since then, as I said, undefeated. That's a dream of yours. You get there, you get to the big show, and like I said, it doesn't go your way. How do you feel after that? Do you feel like, okay, this is, this will be all good, I'll figure it out? Was that devastating? How did you process that back then?
The first reaction was, my brain wanted to tell me, you're not good enough. You lost Contender. You were lucky enough to get a contract somehow with losing, and then you lose your debut. How do you lose 2 in a row from going undefeated, fighting, not really good people, not good opponents, to coming to the best promotion in the world and then losing 2 in a row? I was like, my brain wanted to tell me, just give up. It was like, all right, well, am I going to go back to school? Should I figure out what I want to do with my life? And it probably took me like a week or 2 to really be like, what the hell? Like, you're doing this. Like, you put all your eggs in one basket. You dropped out of school. I had a 4.0 in college, but once I started training, I started failing classes because all I wanted to do was train. So I put all my eggs in this basket, and I'm going for this dream. And ever since I decided that day that I am good enough to be in the UFC, and even if I wasn't, I was going to figure it out. Then I was on a roll since then. So mentally and physically, we're getting wins. So I feel great to look back on that.
I appreciate you talking about those sort of negative thoughts, the mental demons, because I know a lot of fighters go through that. It's not easy. Every performance, every fight is a sort of referendum on the state of your life and career. And so for that to happen so early in your career and for you to overcome it, very impressive. 4.0 in college. What did you study?
I was only there for about a year and a half, but I was going to be a physical therapist. But I hadn't even gotten to, I was still doing my prerequisites and stuff. I had a 4.0 in high school and college, but school wasn't for me. I wanted to punch people in the face instead.
Respect. Weren't you also a softball player?
Yes, my whole life.
Wow. What position? A catcher?
I was a catcher, catcher and sometimes outfield.
Look at you.
That's me, baby me.
Look at you. So you played your whole life. When did you get into martial arts?
Not till I came back from college, and I kind of wasn't doing anything for like a year period. And my brother was like, he noticed I wasn't doing anything, and I've competed my whole life. So all of a sudden, the only athlete in the family is not doing nothing. It's like, I shout out to my brother. He got me back in the gym, and he told me to come try martial arts. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have started this. So thank you to my brother. But ever since I stepped foot in the gym, I never left. I fought my first amateur fight a year after I started training, and then I went pro, I think 2 years after I had my 4 amateur fights, and then I went pro.
Did your brother train?
Yes, he did train a little bit. He trains off and on still.
What was his name? Or what is his name?
His name was Colin.
Colin. There's a movie called Fightville about Dustin Poirier, about his early days. Are you familiar with this movie? It's a documentary on the local Louisiana scene, and there's a Judice who's in that movie with your same last name, and so we were wondering if he was related to you. Do you know who this is?
No, I don't think so. I know what the Fightville is. I've never watched it, which is crazy.
That is
crazy. I should have watched it by now. I know, right? I was I barely knew what MMA was 6 years ago. It's crazy. Me and my coach were actually talking at Face Off while we were waiting to go on stage. He was asking if I used to watch UFC, and I said I had never watched UFC a day in my life. I didn't even know it. I thought UFC and MMA was the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
Before I stepped foot in the MMA gym. I was just so consumed in the softball world, I didn't even know what it was.
Wow.
I'd never watched a fight. That's why even to this day, when people ask me on interviews, what's your favorite fight of all time? And I'm like, mine, I don't know. I never want to watch much.
Okay, I want to ask you that, but the audio is clicking a little bit, and I don't want it to ruin the interview. So my guy's gonna talk to you behind the scenes and try to fix this, and then we're gonna reconnect with you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Frank, you do your thing, because I don't want it to bother people's ears, and we'll get to Carly in a moment. She is from Lafayette, Louisiana, which, of course, made famous by Daniel Cormier and Dustin Poirier. 27 years young, was just recently added to the meta rankings. Did you guys notice that they are using whichever ranking is better on the broadcasts? Anyone notice this?
Was that true?
Yeah, did you notice that?
I thought they were just using the media on the broadcast.
According to a few people, a few sleuths online, they've been putting the better one. So if you're ranked 7th in the media but 10th in meta, they're giving you the 7 on the broadcast.
What happens if we run into a situation where it's like one guy is 7 in media, the other guy is 7 in meta?
Yeah, I don't know what they do in that situation. That is a doozy. But I think that's interesting. So maybe that's why they kept both, more options. Who knows? 4-fight winning streak, 4 performance bonuses in 5 UFC fights, most in UFC women's flyweight history, which is quite impressive. 6 wins via KO, TKO. Just started watching MMA as she got going, which is amazing. Already joint second for most KO/TKO wins in UFC female flyweight history with 3, only 1 behind the leader, Valentina Shevchenko, who has 4 and almost 20 more fights than her in the UFC. Highest average strikes landed per minute in the division's history. That's 8.7 per minute, and joined first for most knockdowns landed. Incredible. She defeated, as I said, Gisela Chavez via first-round TKO on Saturday at the Golden One Center. That was her 3rd TKO/KO finish in the UFC and her 5th career first-round stoppage victory. This victory earned her 4th UFC bonus, and all 3 of her UFC stoppages have happened either between 130, 139, 140. There's one in the 3rd round as well. So pretty damn impressive run that she is on. Okay, she's back. Carly, are you there?
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, I think we're much better now. Thank you. Do you remember the first UFC event or fight that you watched?
No, I don't even remember. I started watching the fights on TV a little while after I started training, but probably not even until I had my first pro fight. Like, I didn't really care to watch them. I was just training for fun for about a year until my coach was like, hey, if you want to do MMA, you really should start taking jiu-jitsu classes. That's why I was about 6 months behind in jiu-jitsu. I did kickboxing first just for fun to see if I liked it.
Wow, this is amazing. It like, you don't often see someone who's like completely oblivious to this world and then jumps into it and is so good at it. At your height of your softball career compared to now, like, do you love MMA more than softball? Are you doing this because the softball career was kind of no more? How would you compare your love to both sports?
They both have their place. A little bit of both. Softball was younger me, you know, and obviously MMA is me now, and it's a totally different person. So softball will forever hold a place in my heart. It taught me so many things. I built so many relationships. I learned how to be coachable. I learned in moments when I was younger. So I learned how not to act. I learned how to act, how to work hard. But I even tell people, when I thought I was working hard back then, it is nothing compared to MMA, right? So it's such a harder sport, but I'm more mentally prepared for it. I kind of quit softball because I was burnt out, and I was 19 years old, maybe, or 20. So younger me just like quit, right? I quit that. I gave up. In my mind, it's something that I gave up on because my dream was to play in college, and I only went for a year and a half. I don't even think I did. I never finished a full season, and then I moved home. So I love softball, and I always will. People ask me if I miss it, and I don't really miss it. But like I said, it will hold a place in my heart because MMA there's no rush like it. You ask anybody, like big football games, I'm sure being in that arena even tops like Super Bowl. You know, that's just in my opinion. I've obviously never played in a football game, but I would say, you know, the moments that we get in the arena, and I'm not even main card, I'm not even huge yet, you know, so I can only imagine. But MMA, I feel like tops any sport, honestly.
When you left college and went home, what did you do?
Funny, I was working at Outback for a little while. I tell the story all the time. That's why my brother was like worried about me, because I was sitting in the back eating blooming onions that, you know, didn't get served, and eating bread with butter, like dipping the whipped butter and eating it. And my brother was probably like, yo, you need to get back in the gym. So that's when I worked at Outback for a little bit, started training. And then I moved over and started working at a bakery that I stayed there until I got the call for Contender Series. And after my debut, I was able to quit at the bakery, and then it just kept rolling from there.
Baking and things of that nature, this is a big part of your life, right? Like, didn't your grandmother love to bake and you love to watch her or something like this?
Yeah, my grandma owned a cake supply shop our whole life. We grew up in it, around it. We would help her bag stuff to put in the aisles. We would play, run up and down the aisles, me and my brothers and sisters. I'm one of 8. So, and was single mom. My parents were divorced. Like, you don't even know my whole life story, but it was just, my grandparents was a place that we went to, and we stayed a lot. And yeah, so I was around cakes my whole life, and sweets. And like I tell everybody, my grandpa all through my life. We'd walk through his house to go to like the bus stop or to go for our ride for school. And he'd be making a rice and gravy at 6 a.m. We'd always smell like onions. Me and my sister were like trying to duck the onion smell, not like, because people are going to think we smell like BO, but it's really just chicken stew. And then, back to the sweets, my grandpa would always have cookies in a little cookie box. Even when I went last week, I went and he had peanut butter cookies sitting on the counter, and I took some because, so it's like, my whole life has revolved around sweets, and I'm a little addicted to sugar now, but at least I can have discipline whenever it's time to make weight and train and stuff.
Okay, I was going to ask, how difficult is it to cut it all out as you're trying to do that?
It's difficult, in the moment, but once I set my mind to something, I'm so locked in. Like, that's the same thing about me taking this running with MMA. As soon as I decided that this is what I was going to do, with my life, I'm not looking back, no plan B. And same thing with cutting weight. It's like, all right, got a fight on the books, cut it. Like, I'm making weight. But don't get me wrong. Like, I've ate so much the past 3 days since my fight. Today, I went to pick up a meal prep. It's 3 days since my fight. I didn't think I was going to be picking up a meal prep till the next time I got a fight call. So it's like, I was eating so bad that I went get something healthy today because I'm like, I feel rough. But I forgot the question because I'm talking too much.
No, this is great. What's the go-to sort of cheat meal? Like, what are you craving the most after the fight?
A burger, always. We got smash burgers after this past fight with loaded mac and cheese and loaded fries.
Wow.
And got extra sauce. And then I got a milkshake, and then we got some donuts and cookies. It was a lot. My stomach was hurting.
I feel like we need to get you a donut sponsorship, in particular Krispy Kreme. I feel like that's your jam.
The Krispy Kreme is the whole point of my nickname, right? I want my fight style to be crispy, but Krispy Kreme is where it's at. Like, someone asked me what's the best place. Ever since I started fighting, where's the best place I got donuts? And it's Krispy Kreme. No one can top. There's good donuts everywhere, but Krispy Kreme is it. I even have a donut tattoo on my wrist.
Wow.
And fun fact, I have about like 5 or 6 people in my family and friends that have donut tattoos. My head boxing coach, he has a big, probably like a 5-inch donut on his leg. And he's going to get a sprinkle for every time we win in the UFC. So it's crazy. My cousin has a donut tattoo just like this. My sister. Yeah, so I got a little cult, a donut cult.
Who gave you the crispy nickname?
That's a good question. Somebody asked me that the other day, and I couldn't think back far enough. I don't remember. It was when I was an amateur, someone said it because it rhymed. And then they said, well, you love sweets, so it kind of fits. And then it just kept rolling. I wish I could give credit to whoever gave me that name. I can't remember.
The coach that you mentioned that has the donut tattoo, the sprinkles and all that, is this the same crew that you were with when you started?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I first started training at Head Kicks Martial Arts, and that's Coach Aaron Phillips. And then about a year after I started training, I met Walter Monso. He was not in my corner for my first 2 amateur fights, but he was in my last in there for the rest of them. But Coach Aaron Phillips was there. He was the one that owned the gym that I started training at that I'm still there. And now I train with Walter Monso, and Drake Pellegrin helps me with jiu-jitsu. So I have, 3 really great coaches. And that's what I say all the time also is a lot of people go to big super gyms and try to find these viral coaches and stuff. And I want to be, not only do I want to be a great fighter out of Lafayette, Louisiana, from Louisiana, I want to show that you don't need these crazy viral coaches and viral gyms to be a world champion, and that I can do it with my hillbilly coaches. We're coonasses over here, and we can still be great and do great things. And I'm showing that, and I want to continue to do that because I wouldn't be where I am without my coaches. Because like I said, they've been with me since day one, and they're going to be with me the whole time.
The girls that you were playing softball with, high school, college, are any of them still playing, competitive sports, high-level sports?
No, not anymore. A lot of them coach teams, like travel ball teams. I grew up playing travel ball, like going out, traveling every weekend, trying to get recruited and stuff like that. So I don't think any of them still play. Sometimes I get asked to go play like slow pitch tournaments. I've only played once in the past 5 years since I stopped playing, but I would definitely do that again. It was fun.
How do they feel about you doing this on the biggest of stages in something completely different?
In my opinion, I think they think it's crazy. I don't know if they could see it. When I was growing up playing softball, I had a little bit of anger issues. If I struck out one too many times, I'd throw my helmet, So maybe they saw it in me. Maybe they saw that I would be hitting somebody one day.
It's amazing. We like looked up some of your old softball stuff, and we stumbled upon the Daily, is it Iberian? This is an article from March of 2018, not that long ago, at least not for me. It's no secret that Carly Giudice is a big reason why that New Iberia senior high school softball has the success that it does. Is that your high school? I presume it is.
Yep. New Iberia is about a 30-minute drive from Lafayette. That's where I was born and raised and graduated from Nish.
Your softball coach at the time, Mitzi Lalande?
Yep.
Saying, quote, when she came in as a freshman, there was a lot of raw talent there. She's a very great athlete and competitor. She's always had the natural physical parts of the game. We just had to do a couple of things to get her mind right, to think back to where she came from as a freshman, to watch her grow these past 3 years has been very special. If we would have talked to that young girl about like what's going to happen in the next few years, would you have believed us or would you have laughed?
I don't know. I would have laughed. And I talk about that all the time too, that's why I could cry talking about who I used to be and who I am now. Not physically, not what I accomplished physically in the ring and stuff like that. It's mentally. Like anybody that knew me back then, I was a minnow basket case. Like and so the way that I can just go into a cage now, stay composed and execute the things that I do, it is crazy. I couldn't even imagine it when I was younger because I was polar opposite when I was 17, 18, even 19. Like, that's why I came home and quit softball, because I was a mental wreck. I didn't want to be away from home. I didn't want to be doing hard things. I didn't want to work hard. I had to get up early to lift weights and be in college and make good grades. It was too much for me. But nothing's too much for me now. The last week of fight camp, my coach was like, he said something along the lines of, it's make or break. And I said, no, it's make, because I'm never going to break. You know, no matter how hard it gets, I might sit in my bathroom floor and cry, but I'm never going to break. So, you know, I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to give up. So, yeah, it kind of, life's totally different now, even 5 years ago, but also when I was 12, I'm not that same person.
So what's the difference? Why did you break back then and refuse to break now?
I don't know. That's a good question. I learned, I don't know. That's a good question. I've never thought about that. You put me on the spot right there, because I don't know what the difference is. I guess everything I've learned and everything I've been through, I just refuse to quit, because younger me would have. I guess I'm trying to look at me now to myself, you know, like, look at us. So yeah, I guess I'm trying to prove myself wrong every day. You know, when I feel like I'm being lazy, because I was lazy when I was younger, sometimes I go for runs when I don't want to. Every time, if I don't want to do something, like, I'm gonna do it, because it's little parts of me fighting the younger me, not wanting to do stuff, not wanting to go to practice. My dad had to force me to get up and go hit balls. Nobody forces me to do anything anymore. Everything is my decision. You know, if I eat something I'm not supposed to, that's on me. Everything is on me. Everything, and it determines the rest of my life and my future and my career. So I'm just more locked in than I guess I ever was.
You know, we were reading when we were trying to reconnect with you, some of your stats, and like reading that you're already joint second for most KO/TKO wins in the UFC flyweight division in the history of the UFC flyweight division, with 3 behind the legend Valentina Shevchenko with 4. And reading the amount of times that you're finishing people, you know, the stat that's been thrown around about no finishes in a title fight for the last 5 years, things like that. That's why I think you're breaking through, is because you're getting vicious finishes. Is this a conscious decision on your part? Are you noticing that there's this kind of malaise around women's MMA and the lack of finishes, and you feel like if you go for it, if you put the pedal to the metal and do this, you're going to start to get noticed quicker?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm not thinking about all the numbers and the records. I'm honestly just trying to go in there and hurt somebody. And I'm trying to be crispy. I know I say that all the time, and it sounds like it's just, I'm throwing my nickname out there. Like, I told my coach, I want to be crispy, you know, not just because my nickname. I want to be clean. I don't want to be, because I used to watch videos of me when I was training and my technique was trash. And I still have videos of me training to this day. And I look back on them and I used to rewatch them every night and be like, ew, that's gross. So I told myself, I am not going to look like that on live television. I'm not going to look like that in front of a crowd. So one thing ever since I started was, I'm going to have the best technique I can. And then once I get it perfect, I'm going to keep growing past that. So I think what separates me and other fighters is I'm technical, but I'm also trying to hurt you. So once you put technique with, intention, and then fighting is not just technique. Technique is great, but it's timing and speed and rhythm. I dance to shadow box. There's so many things that I try to do different than, other female fighters in particular, because like you said, female fighter, you see a lot of comments if you're scrolling through and reading female MMA boring, all these things. And I say it all the time also is I want to change that. Even if it's just one fight at a time, I don't want to be one of those, I'm not like turn off the TV kind of thing because a female fight's on, or there's too many female fights on the card. This card's going to suck. I want to change that. I want people to be like, Carly's fighting. Let's turn that fight on. Like, this is going to be a work of art. Every time I step in there, I'm trying to paint a work of art, just flow, like motion, movement, intention behind everything I do. So that's what I really try to accomplish every fight camp. And when I go back to the drawing board after fight camps, it's just, how can I get a tiny bit cleaner than I was the fight before, and just keep stacking the bricks on top of each other.
I love the body kicks. That was super impressive on Saturday. Was that something that you guys worked on in particular for your opponent?
Yes, not the teep. I didn't throw too many teeps this fight camp. We were mainly looking for the just the body kick. We call it a slice kick. Like Giga. I can't even pronounce his name. The Giga kick is what yeah. He calls it the Giga kick, to try to slice upward. A lot of people go round with their kicks. So we try to make all my kicks look the same, right? I slowed down the video from the fight with Chavez, and I kept throwing the head kick, and she would cross block. And then when I went to throw the teep that finished her, she went to cross block. So she thought it was coming to the outside, because we try not to round my kicks. We try to make everything look like it's coming up the middle. So, we definitely work. We were working that for her, because she has a high guard and she stands high with her hands. So, yeah, we were looking for it. But also, I'm looking for the opening in the moment every fight, right? I wasn't working teeps that fight. I just noticed it in the fight that it was open, and that I could set it up by doing a few different of the things that I had done. And then we found the opening. So from fight to fight, it's really just, we work on specific things, but when we get in there, it could be totally different than what we imagined. So you just have to pick up the reads and go with it.
You got the 100K bonus. Saw a video from your manager informing you of this, Brian Butler. How big of a deal is that to you?
Man, that's life-changing. I've gotten the other bonuses before, and those were awesome too. But obviously, 100K is awesome, and it shows, puts me in a great position financially. It puts me in a great position to take some time off and train and get ready for whatever's next. Not too much time off. I want to fight again this year, but yeah, it's life-changing for anybody. But doesn't change anything as far as what I'm trying to accomplish, bonus or not. There's so many finishes on that card. Even if it could have been so close that I wouldn't have got the bonus, and nothing would have changed. I still would have been proud of myself. I still would have came home, and I'm getting back to training so I can fight again. Goal's the same. Keep on getting better. Keep on being as crispy as I can, and keep on trying to get finishes and work my way up the rankings, and hopefully be champion one day. But like I say all the time, the goal is not to be champion. The goal for me is to be as best as I can, get as good as I can. And if champion comes from accomplishing that, then that's awesome. But if it doesn't, then I didn't do what I said I was going to do and get better, So that's kind of how I look at it. I'm not chasing a belt. I'm chasing to be a legend in the way that my performances are art and people love to watch it.
I noticed in that answer in the cage on Saturday as well, when you were speaking to Michael Bisping, like, you want to be active, you want to fight. You continue to say that. And so if it were up to you, when do you return? How soon do you return?
I would definitely like to fight again this year. I want to fight, 3-4 times a year. I want to keep it rolling. I saw that UFC announced T-Mobile Arena. I would love that. I would love to fight in, every time I fought in Las Vegas, it was in the Apex. And I know they have more seats in the Apex, but T-Mobile Arena would definitely top that. So if I can go for, I think it was December 14th or something like that, that would be great. And I mean, I don't care who they give me. I'm going to come in and try to be, try to finish it as smoothly as I can. But yeah, that would be awesome. December.
I also saw that you have a number next to your name now, as far as the meta rankings are concerned. How big of a deal was that to you, seeing that?
Well, so that was pretty cool. So My mom messaged me this morning. She sent me a little thing that my picture was on it. It looked so ChatGPT, and I was like, "That's not even real." And then some more people were sending me it, and then I saw like the legit thing, and I didn't believe it at first, and I was like, ah. And then when I saw it, it was pretty cool to see. So yeah, I mean, because on Saturday I called out to fight, top 15, and then to see that, I'm in there, it's great. But it also shows how much work that I put in, my team has put in and sacrificed. So yeah, it's great, and it's all real life, and it's all big things are happening, and I'm growing as a fighter and a person, and my name is growing. But like I said, the mission's always still going to stay the same, and no matter what grows around me, I got to keep my head straight on to what I really want to accomplish in this sport.
We mentioned that you're from Lafayette. I believe you live in Lafayette still, right?
Yep, here right now. It's hot.
Have you ever met Dustin Poirier?
Yeah, for sure. A few times.
You fought on the same card as him back in July of last year, his retirement card. But have you trained with him? Have you been to his gym? Have you been able to hang out with him?
No, we've never hung out or anything like that. I've seen him a lot in passing, and I've seen him at a training session, but we didn't roll together or anything. It was like a little open mat in jiu-jitsu, so we don't train at the same gyms. But yeah, he definitely he reaches out to me all the time on Instagram when I'm fighting, and he definitely shows his support. So it's awesome to have him. I'm not trying to replace what he did. I'm trying to continue, the Louisiana legacy that we can have great people that come out of here, and especially Lafayette, Louisiana.
What about DC? Is he showing you the same kind of love?
I have never. I don't even. I've never talked to him. But
he's a fake Lafayette guy. He's a fake Lafayette guy. He doesn't live there anymore. He forgot about his roots.
I don't know, man.
It's crazy.
I've only talked to him once.
Just once. Did he know you were from Lafayette?
In my interview for New Orleans. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Post-fight.
Right. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
He kind of had to talk to me.
He had to talk to you. He's not going out of his way to DM you, to show you love, give you words of encouragement, right? Like Dustin.
Right, but I'm sure he's thinking it. So.
Okay, all right. Okay, fine. I'm not trying to create a rift between you guys, but it just seems like a little weird that he doesn't even come to Lafayette anymore. He doesn't even hang out there. This is all very exciting. It's amazing to see your success, and we like your vibe around here. You've got a very fun vibe. You're bringing a lot of excitement, and finishes like that are going to get you noticed. But it just seems like you're so excited to see your career finally take off, blossom, flourish, and it's very fun to watch from afar. So keep it up. Continued success. Congratulations. Hopefully we'll get to see you again later on this year, and enjoy this ride. It's only just beginning, and as I said, from this POV, it's very fun to watch from afar.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for having me on, and thanks to everybody out there for supporting me. It means a lot. All I want to do is go in there, hit somebody in the face, go home, spend time with my family, and repeat, So this is a fun ride. I'm blessed. I love having the people around me and the people supporting me from Louisiana, but also other states and other countries. So it's a crazy life ever since, everything changed since the UFC, and I'm continue to see how it's going to change more and grow, but keep my head on straight and keep my eye on the prize.
And by the way, is this the right technique for a knuckleball? This right here, is that right or no? Do they do knuckleballs in softball, or?
It's called a change-up. I wasn't a pitcher; I was a catcher.
No, I know you were a catcher, but you're receiving the pitch, right? You would know. You're the one calling for it, right?
Yeah, the change-up. So baseball, you throw like this. Change-up, softball, it comes around. And you hold it like that. So you are holding it right, but when it comes around.
Okay, it's different, yeah. Because in my younger days, people thought I was a bit of a phenom when it came to softball. So I was just curious what you thought.
You played baseball? You played baseball growing up?
Yeah, I mean, I was, 5-tool, no big deal. But a lot of people are high on my skills, but I went down the media route.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Baseball is fun. Nobody likes to watch it because it's long, but
I love to watch it. You don't like to watch it?
I do, but I've heard everybody I talk to, they can't sit through a baseball.
These youngsters with their short attention spans, they don't get it. The beauty of the game.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I have a short attention span, but I played the sport so I could sit down and watch.
You have an appreciation.
Softball games are quicker paced, people say. So I watch a lot of softball games in my time. I haven't watched too many baseball games.
Carly, a pleasure. Congratulations, and thank you for coming on. We'll talk to you soon. Continued success.
Thank you.
There she is. Crispy Carly Giudice. GC's been on the bandwagon for quite some time with Crispy Carly.
Since the debut.
Yeah. She said my technique was good with the. You guys saw that?
Did she?
She said
She's
that.
just being polite.
5-tool.
Oh, is that what she said? 5-tool.
No, I said I was 5-tool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I heard you say.
What were the tools?
Running, bunting.
Yep.
Stealing.
That's a bullshit.
That's what they sent you out there for?
Frank knows all the tools, apparently. He's
What are
calling
the
you
tools?
out.
Go lay down a
There's
bunt.
Jordan. There's.
Do you know the 5 tools, Jordan?
There's fielding, there's throwing, there's speed, there's hitting for contact, and there's power.
Yeah, that's essentially what I said.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I mean, you said bunting, so I don't know how much power there is there.
It's a lost art. The great Tony Ferguson was one of the great bunters of his time. I don't know if you guys knew that. He always talked about that.
Would have been a baseball player.
He would have.
For MMA.
5-tool.
So
We should make
good.
guys. You should make a list. Top 5 pound for pound greatest baseball players turned fighters. Tony Ferguson,
It's not bad. It's not a bad
Charlie
shot.
Judice, Jose Canseco.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. How about pound for pound tools? And we just rank the 5 tools.
Yeah. Great stuff from Carly. I am so very excited about our next and final guest of the day, a darling, dare I say, of the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community. They love this man, the aerial assassin, they call him, because he's been doing his thing, I mean, working his way up, scratching and clawing, then becoming a sensation over in New Japan. Was one of the hottest free agents not that long ago, and decides to sign with the upstart All Elite Wrestling, AEW. And on Sunday at Wembley Stadium, it is a dream realized for him, because he will get the opportunity in his home country, he grew up in nearby Essex, to headline at the National Stadium against the great Kenny Omega for the AEW Heavyweight Championship, headlining at Wembley Stadium. Essex boy, England's own, not that long ago, going under the knife for a neck surgery. This is an incredible story, and AEW, in my opinion, has done a tremendous job of building up to it. It's shades of 1992 all over again, but this time it's England's own Will Ospreay in the main event, and he is kind enough to join us right here and now on Fight Week to talk about it all. There he is. Hello, Will. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, Matty. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to have you on the program, and I know it's a massive, massive week for you, so appreciate you giving us some time. How would you describe this week and how it's going so far? I know it's early days, but this feels like the culmination of your life and career and your dreams coming true. How would you put into words your feelings and thoughts?
It's extremely hard, very stressful, won't lie to you. It's one of these things where I want to leave the best impression I physically can. It means a lot to so many people in our country just to see someone from this country fight for a world championship on such a stage like Wembley Stadium, and to do it with All Elite Wrestling is going to be such an incredible moment for my career. Hopefully I don't let anyone down.
Are you nervous?
Oh yeah, of course, mate. Like dreading it, man, because it's just something that I'm so passionate about, and it's something that I wanted for so long against a wrestler that I have nothing but admiration, love, and respect for. I want to leave the best impression I physically can.
So when you say dreading it, I understand what you mean when there's something so big on the horizon that you're so nervous about it. But when you say the word dread, it almost feels like you don't want it to come. Like you're so nervous.
Oh,
so
no.
Okay. What does that word mean to you, dread?
Oh, mate, I don't know. I'm constantly thinking about it, and I just don't want to mess up.
Yeah. Do you feel that way before your big matches? You've had a bunch, or is this a different type of feeling?
This one's different just because of the gravity of the match and what it means to a lot of people. I mean, I'm very good at being able to switch off my emotions just beforehand and just allow the audience to take me on whatever ride that they feel like it needs to go on. But with this one, I think it's because it's so special, because like you said, it was it's my career, it's my life work about to come head to head on Sunday. And I just, I've had so many classic good matches. Well, I mean, classic to a lot of people, but good to just me. But guys like Bryan Danielson, the 2 matches that I've had with Kenny, guys like Okada, like Kyle, and those ones I never stressed about, because it was just living in the moment. It was just doing it. Kenny's just a different kettle of fish, and doing it in a stadium is the thing that always worries me, just because the sound travels up rather than the arenas where it all gets locked in. So I always get worried about that. When I've done the stadium last time, it was so hard to hear what the audience were biting on, and it was hard for me to judge on how things are going and how to like dictate, because there are sometimes I just like go off the handle and I just change whatever I'm doing out in the ring and just go with what the crowd is telling me to do.
I was watching a great multi-part series that AEW has put online about everything you've been through over the past year and your road to Wembley and the neck surgery and whatnot. You had the surgery in September of last year. Do you remember the date that you injured your neck, or was it just a cumulative injury?
No, mate, I'll be honest with you. Like, when the C2 started in 2024, I started feeling something in my hand, but I just didn't know what it was. Like, I just thought like maybe like it was like a vibration of like the hand where I've been like chopping people or like bumping and my hand was hitting the mat too much. But then I started like getting like a seize up of my trap. And it just, as it just went on, it just got like a little bit worse, and then like there'd be moments where I would just take a plain old back bump off a shoulder tackle or off a clothesline, and I'd completely lose my arm, and I didn't realize the severity of what was going on. It would just like you would just spasm. It would just completely go into like a little T-Rex arm, mate, and I would just completely shut off. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea how like severe or bad it was. But when there was this, I'd tell the story. But I was taking my son to Epic Universe, and it just freshly opened, and he's super like buzzing, like ready to go to Super Nintendo World, and I'm like excited as well. And then I had Dr. Wallace call me up and tell me how severe it actually was and what we're going to need to go through. And it's daunting and it's scary, because it's one of those ones where like surgery it's no laughing joke, is it? It's something that like genuinely like kept me up at night for so long, because I didn't know what I was going to look like after the surgery. Like, I've heard horror stories, you know what I mean? So being able to get on the other side of it now, and like I'm so happy that I went through that journey, because it makes me appreciate the struggle that I put my body through. It makes me happy that I can still do this again, and that I could almost be used as like a little lesson, just to like, if anyone did watch my stuff, like especially my earlier stuff in Japan, where I was throwing my body at the scenery. It was like, hey, no one gets out unscathed anymore, man. Like, I mean, I used to be a rubber ball, used to bounce back all the time. I didn't bounce back from this one.
If you could go back, would you take back some of those moves? Would you not do that?
That's hard, because I get such a fulfillment and a joy being able to do things that not many people are able to do. So it's something that I like took great pride in, knowing that my art was so appreciated by so many people, and it lands me the job in AEW, and it completely changed my life. So being honest, like, no, maybe I'll be a little bit more careful, but about like the landings and stuff like that. But like, my bumps are always like crisp. I always attack the mat. I don't like land in positions where my body isn't used to it. But I think honestly, just the wear and tear would just gradually just wear on my discs.
It's a riveting watch for multiple reasons. The emotion that you show and are comfortable in showing, the relationship and support that you have with your wife is riveting. But also, this is footage from September of last year as you're about to go under the knife, and you're talking about getting back for Wembley in 2026. You had this on your mind, and obviously you had competed at Wembley, not in the main event, not for the heavyweight title, and AEW had been there before, but this was obviously such a big deal for you. Did you believe in your heart of hearts you'd be ready, or were you just trying to put it out there to give yourself something to dream about?
The doctors said if I do my recovery right, I could be back in 6 months.
Wow.
And so that made me like buzzed, hey, like, because that was like, I think Cena went through the same type of deal, and he came back in like 6 months. So that was kind of my drive, and like, okay, if I can just lock into my rehab, lock into my physio, and then I was able to come back. And honestly, I'll be brutally honest with you. Like, the first 6 weeks was hell, because being such an active person and to just be told like, all right, stop, don't do anything, don't pick anything up, was crazy to me. It was like mind blowing to just sit still for once. And having ADHD, like I'm buzzing all around the place. Like I can't control my emotions. I'm out there. I'm just wanting to do things. So for those first 6 weeks to just not do anything was hard. But then afterwards, I kind of found like a little bit of enjoyment of trying to get to know my body again.
And so when did you start to feel like you were over the hump and that it was going to be okay? When did you start to believe that? How long did that take?
I can't name you a specific time, I'll be honest with you. It just happened naturally. Like after a few months of just like rinse, cycle, repeat and doing like the same workouts over and over again. Like honestly, when I was able to like do a bench press again, like that made me feel a little bit better in myself. Like knowing that I could pick up weights again, that was a real big deal for me. But I'll be honest with you, I can't really tell you what the time it was.
Do you have any limitations now?
Just looking up is just a little bit like different now. I struggle going further back than this. Like, I mean, it looks pretty good anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, I really do struggle when, because when I would execute moves like a shooting star press, I throw my whole body into it. Like, I had to bridge like my neck backwards to be able to get the rotation underneath me. It's easy doing a moonsault, but pushing yourself forward and doing a backflip is way more difficult. And I'll be honest with you, like I think I've lost it. I've lost the confidence about it. So there's no point in even like entertaining that anymore. Like if there was like a trampoline park, I'd give it a go. But like a wrestling ring is far different than a trampoline, eh?
Sure. Did you know back then a year ago that the plan was for you to be in the main event and wrestling for the belt, or was that told to you later on?
No, like because nothing's ever promised, and I think there was like talks about it last year when it was like myself and Hangman going for the Owen, and like Tony, I don't think didn't know which one he wanted to go with. I think like all signs like were great for both of us. Do you know what I mean? It was like Hangman's time or the rise of me, and like when it was time to make a decision and Tony decided Hangman, it was kind of like okay, well, like it's annoying, not annoying, that's the wrong word, but it's like one of those things where like okay, I'm not ready for the world title yet, so it's one of those things where like okay, we'll have to build up to it. And in a weird way, it's a good thing that I wasn't put in that position to go after the world title, because I probably would have had to vacate it the next day.
How would you describe your relationship with Tony?
Very good. Like we've got a lot of love and respect for one another, and I trust him.
It seems like you have a ton of respect for him. I mean, I heard in that clip that they put out that he paid for the entire surgery, and it seemed like that meant a lot to you, that you said it was like, you know, the price of a house back home, how expensive it was.
I think like I need to get my house reevaluated. But like I believe this house is like 420K, so it was more than that.
Wow.
I saw that bill and I could not believe it. I've never seen anything like it before in my life, and the idea of like, oh my god, like I mean, I could have afforded it. I easily could have, but the fact that like Tony done that for me speaks volumes of how much he cares about the talent.
Yeah, you arrived at the very tail end of, well, actually it was post CM Punk, but it was like right around the time that all the stuff kind of blew up with CM Punk, and it felt like the locker room was a little bit, you know, there was a rift, there was drama, there was all this stuff, and what I continue to hear is it's night and day. I heard this from Adam Copeland last week when he was on the show, that it's just a completely different place. And so you can't necessarily speak on maybe what it was like in 23 or 22, but I'm wondering if you can describe what's so great about it right now and what you've heard about how it's evolved. And I know this is something you've taken a lot of pride in being part of the change at AEW, and it seems like it's all coming to fruition. How would you describe it these days?
I mean, once again, I can't comment that much because I wasn't there. Like I was there at the Punk and Jack Perry thing. Like I was going over the match in my head, and I was sat there thinking to myself like, oh, flipping hell, I need to get this right and this right. And I was like making sure that everything was going on in my head, and I heard a commotion, and I thought they were cutting a promo. so I like got out of Dodge, hey, and then it was like I saw Punk walk past me, and I was like, oh no, I know exactly what's happened. So it's like funny because it was one of those things where like you obviously read shit all the time on the internet, and then just to see it happen in front of you, it was just kind of like, oh, that's lame. This is like every time I've come here, it's been super enjoyable. Like I loved coming to AEW. Every time that I done like a Forbidden Door, or if I done like one of the random spot matches, like we done the trios